Hello, I hope everyone is doing well out there. You know, it wasn't that long ago that I did my top 10 favourite films of all time, but recently something has changed. My feelings and my beliefs in my all-time number one favourite film have changed. And while The Quiet Man, directed by John Ford and starring John Wayne, Maureen O'Hara and Victor McLaglen, is indeed a masterpiece and will always remain so, having it at number one just wasn't right. It's still one of my all-time favourite movies, but there is one movie which consistently over the years has inspired awe, has inspired my work, and has actually inspired cinema itself. And that movie is Citizen Kane. And I'm going to keep this as my number one favourite movie from now on until however long, until I shuffle off this mortal coil. Why Citizen Kane? Because it's the greatest film ever made. Why? Well, it influenced so much of what we take for granted in cinema. And 85 years later, it is still the standard by which all other movies and stories directed for the screen should be judged and appraised. Barry Norman called it the greatest first film ever made, but it's more than that. The cinematography, editing, Bernard Herrmann's score, the sound, so many innovations. And then at the centre of it you had Orson Welles, 25 years old, and not that experienced when it came to movies, but he surrounded himself with the very best, among them cinematographer Greg Toland. And he had so many ideas, and indeed that is the true essence of cinema, ideas. There's been some controversy over the years about who wrote what for Citizen Kane, but it's an Orson Welles picture through and through. Herman J. Mankiewicz was basically a ghostwriter. His contract was with the Mercury Theatre and not RKO, who produced the film. He wasn't entitled to a screen credit, but he got one anyway, and won half of the Oscar, which the only Oscar the film got for Best Original Screenplay. And that's another aspect which has been challenged over the years. The film lost Best Picture famously to How Green Was My Valley, and that's a decision which has haunted the Academy ever since. For many people believe it was a poor choice, a safe choice. Citizen Kane is a movie which causes you to look at the structure of film, how it's put together, how to use the camera, long takes, special effects, and indeed this. And you look at it, it's such a grand achievement, and yet it came in on time and under budget, which by today's standards seems like a completely alien concept, like originality itself. And so in closing, Citizen Kane is now and shall always remain my number one all-time favourite movie because it is the greatest. I am Rich Jack Smith. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, and one more thing. My list, which I had finalised in 2025, will now continue. There will be more than 94 favourite films. How many remains to be seen. But I want more Spielberg, I want at least one more Michael Mann movie, and a few more with Clint Eastwood. There's a lot of movies that I left off the list, and I'm going to change that. So until then, I'll see you at the movies.